All right, welcome back. We continue live right here. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. Bob Pompeani, Andrew Fillipponi with you. As we continue here, we got a lot of calls, Andrew, so let's get right to them. Randy in Somerset joins us right now on the hotline.
Hi, Randy.
What's up, Randy?
Hey, I just have a question.
All right.
Without no preseason, and they draft all these players, how are they going to know which players to cut?
Well, as we said, it's going to make it much more easier, and I think Andrew brought this up at 4:15 today on our KDKA 4 o'clock news, and he made a good point. The Steelers don't have many battles, really. I mean, they do have depth battles, but their starters are pretty much secure, unlike a lot of teams, even in their division, who have young, not only players, but new coaches, new coordinators, and they're not going to have any time really to put any of this in play before week 1 of the season. And, Andrew, that's a good point. I think those teams can have a difficult time, whereas the Steelers, hopefully injury-free, will move right in, and they know exactly what they've been dealing with. That's what stability does for you.
Yeah, very little turnover. They lose Hargrave, but you've got Tuitt coming back, Bob. I think that my personal opinion, if I'm Mike Tomlin, this experiment now where he's moving guys around on the offensive line and trying to find 2 new starters or 2 different positions that are getting changed, I'd scrap that. I'd keep Filer at right tackle, and I'd have a veteran, a guy that's had confetti come down on him, Wisniewski. Hopefully some of his family members are watching this, Bob. I know there's a lot of them here, and maybe they'll listen to my show a little bit, or at least follow me on Twitter for making these comments. But seriously, the guy's won 2 Super Bowls.
He's a veteran.
Right? I mean, he was in Philly and he's in Kansas City. So, I think I'd do that. I don't want to get too screwy with things right now. I think you go basics, fundamentals probably win, at least at the start of the year, Bob, while everyone's trying to get a sense for things.
Plus, Matt Filer looked really good, I thought, at right tackle, more comfortable there.
Me too.
If you change it and put Filer at left guard to replace Ramon Foster and not Wisniewski, then you have Banner and Okorafor going at it. And listen, they want Okorafor probably to win that job. He's a 3rd-round pick. He's a big kid. He's young, 22. They want a guy like that to move forward. Whether or not he can, he didn't do it last year, and Banner eventually got the job over him.
Well, I wouldn't want to rush it, Bob. I think you might have, to me, it's rushed. If you don't have mini camp, training camp, and preseason, it's not a full evaluation period for guys like that.
Yeah, but he's been around for a couple of years, so at least they know him, and he knows the system. So I think that is something that works in his favor versus someone who coming in as a draft pick, high end, and has not yet played in that position. But I think a guy like Filer shows you a lot of opportunity and how he just developed over time, and now he's a versatile guy on that offensive line. Let's go to TJ in Bridgeville. Hey, TJ, welcome to the Sports Call. How are you?
Hey, TJ.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
So this question is for the Pony Express. Andrew, are you familiar with the Twitter account Old Takes Exposed?
I am.
Okay, are you aware that the account has referred to you as Pit Bayless for all the old sports takes you've made wrong in the past?
No, but that's, people are going to do that. That's the nature of social
Bob,
media. There's a lot of negativity on it.
I don't look at it negatively. Number one, I'm flattered that a website with that many followers would track my predictions. And for somebody like TJ or anybody out there, you got a perfect record in predictions. Move out to, I guess now you don't have to move to Vegas.
No,
go to the FanDuel Sportsbook, one of our great
river.
sponsors. Right, one of our great sponsors on this show.
Right.
All right, go there. Anybody that can predict things 100% of the time, you got a place now to put your money where your mouth is. I like to think I get more right than wrong, Bob, but come on, even the best get about 35, 40% of these things
There's no
wrong,
question.
right?
You're willing to put it out there. That's good. And by the way, I know I still owe you 20, but I haven't seen you because of this COVID situation, so we have to get together for that. But I had John Rahm winning at Muirfield last week, but I never made that bet, and I should have. But I knew he was going to win.
Well, to me, I'm not a big fan of we find out the penalty after the fact.
No, I was going to ask you that. Because I was really annoyed by that. I didn't like the way, and that's happened in golf all the time. You might remember Tiger Woods at 15 at Augusta when he hit a shot, third shot into the flag, hit the flag, went backwards into the lake. There was a debate about where he should hit his next shot. They gave him a penalty as a result. After the round, he ended up, if that thing does not happen, he wins the Masters again that year. But to your point with Rahm, he should have called it on himself. He said, I did not see the ball move. And the naked eye, Andrew, you would never see that.
Well, to me, too, Bob, if that gets called there in the moment, it's a totally different golf tournament, right? Because he doesn't have the heroic shot that deflates Palmer, and it takes Palmer right out of the golf tournament. If it's a 2-stroke swing there, you've got, what, 2 holes to play or 3 holes to play,
No,
and
2
Palmer
holes.
feels
Right.
like 2 holes left. He feels like he's right in the tournament. We don't do this in any other sport. We don't play a football game and then, 2 hours after the game, someone says, well, actually, there was a penalty in the third quarter. Let's change the score of the game now. That's
Right.
ridiculous to me.
No, I think it should be called. And the thing about Tiger, I remember, is that the head of the RNA, the head of the USGA, they were walking in that group. Nobody said a
Right.
word until after the round, and you're right.
Yeah,
Like, for
and then
example,
you got the Brandel Chamblees of the world who say, "Oh, he should withdraw himself from the tournament."
No. No.
That's one of the things about golf that drives me nuts sometimes. Etiquette to a point, but please spare me comments like that, Bob.
Yeah, and if you call it right then and there, all of a sudden you take, instead of a 4-shot lead to 17, which became 5 after 17, it's now
Yep.
down to 2 shots. And who knows what could have
Yeah.
happened? Palmer was playing well
Right.
enough where he could have made. So that was I didn't like how that happened, but that's the way it is in golf, unfortunately. All right, or fortunately, the rules are okay. It's just the implementation of them. Let's go.
And hey,
up.
great job by Balionis there, Bob. She does a great job
Yeah,
in
she
those
does.
spots with Rahm. That was fantastic.
Rahm had no idea even then. It was Amanda who had to tell
Right.
her. Let's go to Dan in North Fayette. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
What's up, man?
Hey, Dan.
Are the Penguins going to, with Jake Getzel, is he going to be playing different line combinations, or are they going to just put him as a starter on the line?
He's always he's the number one offensive threat. It's Crosby, Gensel, and Sherry. So that will be a line. I love the fourth line. We saw it at the scrimmage the other day. They came through with a big play, Tanev to Bluger. I think that's the best fourth line going in hockey for my money. And if everyone's available, which apparently they will be heading into their game. It's funny. I listened to Brian Dumoulin today, Pony, and I know you were thinking about this. The one game that they will play that won't count in their bubble in Toronto is against the Flyers, who they can meet right off the bat if they beat Montreal, depending on how this round robin goes. But you wonder how they're going to play that game, how physical it will be, and also how the goalie situation will be, because I still don't know that Mike Sullivan has made his mind up. I think he's leaning toward Murray in there, but I think he has to respect what Tristan Jarry has done.
Well, I think Jarry, he's outplayed Murray in both scrimmages, Bob. He's outplayed him in camp. And usually I would say, well, that's not the end of the world, but both of these guys came into this knowing it was a competition, right? And that their performance would be graded differently. Sidney Crosby doesn't have to go 100% right now because Evan Rodriguez isn't taking his job.
Right.
This was, in my opinion, a competition. The better man plays. And so far, it's been Jarry, and I don't think it's been close. If it were close, you go Murray because you give him the benefit of the doubt, right?
You would think so, but again, until I hear that decision, I'm still going to think he's going to defer to Murray, and it'll be on a very short leash, as it should. All right, it's time for our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day, and this comes to us from the Astros HBP Tracker. That is Hit by Batman Tracker. Today, 3 guys got hit. Altuve, Bregman, and Springer.
Good.
All those guys got hit, which is a reminder that Major League players have not forgotten about the Astros cheating scandal. Now, one of those was bases loaded on a curveball. I get it. But still, it's unusual to have 3 guys hit in one of these exhibition games. That's our Tri-State Office Furniture Tweet of the Day. When we come back, Andrew and I will take more of your calls. We're right here live, as we always do, 7 nights a week on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW.